What's up everyone, Kaj here. Today we're going to be covering all the massive changes coming to Overwatch in Season 6. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because there's a ton of changes that heavily affect the meta, and it's extremely important to understand all of them so you can climb easier. Hey guys, we're doing a 50% off sale on GameLeap right now. Click the link in the description below to claim it and sign up today. You'll gain access to hundreds of in-depth guides on every hero, and I'm also going to be making tons of constantly updated guides for Season 6 that will only be available on our site. So click the link right now to get 50% off. To kick things off, we're going to start with D.Va. D.Va's booster cooldown went from 4 seconds to 3.5 seconds, and she now gains 0.4 seconds of invulnerability when she's ejected from her mech. While both of these are nice quality of life changes, they don't make D.Va much better than she was before. She's still a very stable pick and extremely solid with dive comps, so there's no reason to drop her if you play her already. Next, we're going to be looking at the Doomfist changes. Doomfist Seismic Slam cooldown is going from 7 seconds to 6 seconds, and his power block now reduces damage from stuck projectiles. These changes are absolutely massive and increase Doomfist survivability and damage output by a large amount. Being able to reduce the damage of abilities such as Cassie's Magnetic Grenade or Tracer's Pulse Bomb allows you to hit your mitigation threshold way faster, allowing for you to quickly get your Empowered Rocket Punch. Although the 1 second cooldown reduction to Seismic Slam may not seem like it matters much, it matters a lot to a mobile hero like Doomfist. Doomfist is an excellent pickup for the new season, but you have to watch out for some classic counters like Roadhog, Orisa, Reinhardt, Junker Queen, and Lucio, who can interrupt your combos with their CC. Let's move on to Ramattra, who got some changes similar to Doomfist. Ramatra's block now reduces damage from stuck projectiles, and his ultimate cost was increased by 12%. It now takes 2,105 points to fully charge Ramatra's ultimate instead of just 1,880, which isn't that big of a nerf, but you can still feel it. While Ramatra's survivability benefits from being able to block stuck projectiles, it's nowhere as close to a biggest change as Doomfist is getting. This is because Ramatra's block does not empower or reset any of his abilities. Overall, these changes slightly buff Ramatra, but he's still going to be outperformed by Doomfist. Next up, we have some short quality of life changes for Sigma. Sigma's deceleration movement speed was fixed to be the same as the standard hero deceleration movement speed. This change makes it so that Sigma stops just as fast as all the other tanks and makes his knockback resistance more apparent. This doesn't change much about Sigma though, and he still remains a solid pick for Season 6. Make sure to watch out for enemy Doomfist, as the newly buffed hero is an excellent counter to Sigma. Finally, to wrap up our tank changes, we have a few changes to Winston's secondary fire. Winston's secondary fire charge time is getting reduced from 1.2 seconds to 1 second flat, and his secondary fire recovery time is getting increased from 0.50 seconds to 0.75 seconds. These changes allow Winston to finish off low health enemies with his secondary fire easier, but slightly lower secondary fire's burst damage. Winston is an excellent pick for Season 6 due to his solid damage, excellent dive potential, and his great teamfight utility with his shield and ultimate. While Winston is an excellent pick, there's still some heroes you need to watch out for, such as Reaper and Roadhog, who enjoy fighting Winston at close range and can shred Winston incredibly quickly. To start off our DPS changes, we have some massive changes to Bastion. His tactical grenade has received quite a few changes. Its explosion damage falloff has been reduced from 75% to 50%. Its detonation time has been reduced from 0.50 seconds to 0.35 seconds. Its recoil has been adjusted to recover quicker. Its projectile size has been increased from 0.20 to 0.25, and its impact damage has been doubled, going from 15 to 30. In addition to these changes to his tactical grenade, his recon configuration reload time was reduced from 1.5 seconds to 1.2 seconds. Transforming into his assault configuration now repairs 50 armor health instantly. And finally, his artillery configuration's targeting movement speed was increased from 20 to 25 meters per second. While the changes to Bastion's tactical grenade should offer him a slightly higher damage output, they're really not that big at all. The real changes are in his configuration changes. Reducing the reload time on his recon configuration allows him to deal even more damage despite it being his weakest configuration. Instantly repairing 50 armor health when transforming into his assault configuration is a massive change. This gives Bastion increased survivability against burst heroes he struggles with like Cassidy and Widowmaker, who can pick him off easily while he's swapping configurations. This change, along with increasing his targeting movement speed during his artillery configuration, allows for him to get his damage off quicker, safer, and makes it less likely for him to be picked off as quickly and easily as he was previously. Did you guys know we just launched a news section on the GameLeap website? Go to gameleap.com/news to find out all about it. Next up, we have some big changes to Cassidy. His base health has been increased from 200 to 225. His primary fire fall-off damage has been rescaled from 25 to 45 meters to 25 to 35 meters, and his magnetic grenade now has a maximum travel time of 1.5 seconds, along with the slow amount being reduced from 30% to 25%. These changes make Cassidy weaker at long-range engagements, but better at fighting close to mid-range. Cassidy is an amazing DPS pick for Season 6 as he's simple to learn, effective in close-range combat, and deals a ton of damage. Be sure to watch out for heroes like Widowmaker and Hanzo, who now counter you even harder because of nerfs to your fall-off damage. Now we have a very small quality of life change to Hanzo. Hanzo's arrow draw progress is no longer preserved when climbing walls. While this change might feel a little bit bad, it doesn't change anything significant and doesn't change Hanzo being one of the best DPS picks for Season 6. With his excellent long-range damage, along with his great close-quarter combat due to his storm arrows, Hanzo is absolutely a hero you should look into picking up if you're a DPS player. While Hanzo is insanely good, there's still a few counters to watch out for, such as Pharah or Widowmaker, who can contest you from far away and use their mobility to avoid your arrows. Finally, we have our first set of only nerfs, and they're going to Soldier. His Helix rocket damage is being reduced from 90 to 80, and his ultimate cost is being increased by 10%. This increases his ultimate cost from 2,310 to 2,541. These changes make Soldier deal slightly less damage, but hardly affect him at all. He still remains a great DPS pick for players who are new and experienced at the game alike. He has great mobility, useful self-healing, and an incredible ultimate. Soldier is overall an extremely well-rounded hero who doesn't have many conventional counters, but heroes like Hanzo and Cassidy can be troublesome for him. Following the nerfs for Soldier, we have some nerfs for Sombra. Her ultimate cost was increased by 15%, increasing the total cost of her ultimate from 14,000 to 16,010, and her ultimate also no longer instantly destroys Life Weaver's Tree of Life and instead deals its regular maximum damage to it. These changes make Sombra's very oppressive ultimate slightly harder to get, and make it so that Life Weaver has an easier time playing against her. However, these nerfs don't do anything to change the fact that Sombra is the best DPS in the game. With her excellent dueling power thanks to hack, her great mobility using stealth, her insane safety thanks to her translocator, and her super broken ultimate which instantly wins most teamfights, Sombra is the absolute best DPS you can pick up in Season 6. To wrap up our DPS changes, there's been some small adjustments to Torbjorn. His weapon swap time is being reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.4 seconds. His Rivet Gun's primary fire recovery time is being reduced from 0.55 to 0.48 seconds. And his Forge Hammer swing time is being reduced from 0.75 to 0.60 seconds. While these changes allow Torbjorn to do slightly more damage and decrease his turret's repair time, they aren't significant and don't make Torbjorn much better than it was previously. Torbjorn is one of the DPS picks I would recommend staying away from in Season 6, as he has plenty of counters and doesn't do well in teamfight. To start off the support changes, we have some changes to Ana. Her Biotic Rifle's damage and healing per hit is going from 75 to 70, and her unscoped projectile size is being increased from 0 to 0.1 when shooting at enemies. These changes don't make Ana better or worse. She remains mostly the same, which is very good, as Ana is one of the best support picks for Season 6. She's excellent at keeping her tank alive, and her ultimate offers her DPS teammates a massive boost in damage. Next, we have a set of nerfs for Brigida. Her barrier shield health is being reduced from 300 to 250, and her ultimate cost is being increased by 6%, making the total cost of her ultimate go from 2,550 points to 2,703 points. These changes definitely tone down Brigida's insane power and help to make her more balanced support, however she still remains a top tier support pick in Season 6. Up next, we have some big changes to Kiriko. Her Protection Suzu knockback is being removed, its healing is being reduced from 50 to 40, but it now heals for an additional 30 health when cleansing negative effects. Kiriko's kunai damage is being increased from 40 to 45, and the recovery time is being reduced from 0.55 to 0.50 seconds. In addition to this, her headshot multiplier is being reduced from 3 to 2.5. The knockback removal on her Protection Suzu doesn't matter much, but the additional healing when cleansing negative effects far outweighs the regular healing nerf on it. Kiriko's kunai getting more base damage overall and a lower recovery time are decent buffs that increase her overall DPS. Her extremely oppressive headshot multiplier of 3 has been reduced to 2.5 to try to combat these changes, but it doesn't do much as Kiriko remains the most broken support pick for Season 6. All of her abilities are extremely good, and she has an absolutely unreasonable amount of damage for a support character, making her a great pick to try out if you're a support player. Now we have a small change to Lucio. His crossfade self-healing penalty during Amp It Up has been removed. This change is pretty small, but it makes Lucio's survivability significantly better. Despite this, however, I wouldn't recommend Lucio as a good support pick in Season 6. While his ultimate can be very effective, he's outclassed by other supports, and most times his movement speed boost won't help you win fights. Finally, to wrap it all up, we have a nerf for Mercy. Her Caduceus staff damage boost is being reduced from 30% to 25%. This is a pretty big nerf for Mercy, who is already a struggling hero in the meta. However, she's still a stable pick for Season 6 due to how easy she is to play, and because she offers a lot of utility due to her having a damage boost. I'll see you guys on the GameLeap website. Go get your membership at 50% off and learn to climb the rank ladder faster than ever. Thanks for watching.